It's been known.
Your grace and mercy, help me go back real quick, brought me through. Do I have anybody that'll go with me? I'm living this moment because of you. That's the old way they say it. And I want to thank you and praise you too. Why, Rachel? Why? Because your grace and mercy, it brought me through. Come on, y'all help me out here. Say it again, say it. Say your grace and mercy, it brought me through. I had to cry sometimes, but I'm living this moment. Not because of my money, not because of my education, but because of you.
Hello? Hello? Am I online now? Hello? Okay, okay, good. I'm glad you have access now. All right, that's good. And hope you can also hear me. Please let me know if you can also hear me. So that will make me to be sure that we are on the same page. Okay, so this morning we'll be looking at more things because the last time I put you through the Onshape, we looked at some of those sketching tools. So, but today we'll be looking more onto some of the other tools that we have, because three in computer aided design, you have different sketches. You have two-dimensional sketch, you have three-dimensional sketches. So, and like we said earlier, you start from the first one, which is the two-dimensional sketch. It's from that two-dimensional sketch that you project for the three-dimensional sketch. So there is no three-dimensional shape that does not have a foundational two-dimensional shape that it works with. So that is what we'll be looking at today. So last class we did some of how to draw lines, arc, circle, and from there you can now project it. And in your tutorial classes, you have been taught some of these things and some of how to project from two-dimensional to three-dimensional shapes using extrude, loft, and I think sweep for this last time. Now, if you remember, we said that the first thing you need to do is to first select the surface where you want to start your drawing from. Then you select sketch. Now, in the last class I had with you, we were in this area. We were looking at the tools in this area: line, rectangle, circle, arc. And we didn't do polygon, spline, points, text, this project, then sketch fillet, trim, offset, mirror, linear pattern. So what I would like to do this morning is to take us through how to project some of those other tools. Many of them are called the editing tools. editing and formatting tools, because we are building, you have different shapes that are joined together. So how do you blend those shapes together? How do you convert a circle to form the incomplete circle you want? You have to break some part of it. You are intersecting a circle with a rectangle. How do you make it look like what exactly you want to draw? So those are what the editing and the formatting tools are meant to do. So let's get right onto it. Okay, so if I come to sketch, I don't need that one. So sorry, please. I think I need to restart this sheet. Okay, so in this sketch, we'll draw different shapes and then we'll format them. First, to just refresh our mind, we can draw a line, draw a straight line, then we can draw a rectangle. This is corner rectangle, so it means you start from one corner to another corner. So you can have this. Let me draw another line like this. Then let me draw a circle. This circle is center point, means the first point is your center, then you choose the diameter. So let me make it this way. And I also remember that you have been taught constraints, how to place your objects together, how to select the relationship, and how they associate with each other. For example, this line and this line, see, as I put my cursor here, it's showing those two lines on the upper line, means that those two lines are parallel to each other. So those are part of the things you can do here. You can say show constraints, You can move them so that you can see how they are constrained. So if you don't want, maybe for example this circle, I want to move it, I want to edit this circle, because if I edit it, it's going to affect this other one. So if I don't want that association, then I can delete that that association. I can delete it from it. So you see, I've removed it. So that means this and this don't have that association they had before anymore. And let me undo and come back. So that's that. Then the polygon, yes, inscribed polygon. There are different types of two types of polygon. You can have the inscribed, then you can have the subscribed, the circumscribed. The inscribed, just looking at that symbol, you see, the inscribed means that the circle is inside the polygon, and the circumscribed is that the circle is outside the polygon. So when you select the inscribed, then you select your start point, then you go on to select. So based on your diameter, so your diameter would determine how big your polygon is going to be. So this is 6-sided polygon, and you can change. You see, moving along this cursor, I can change the number of sides that I want. Yeah. So once I select that, then I also have the opportunity to change the diameter here. So I can also change the diameter anytime going to the schedule. You'll be taught how to do the dimensioning in your tutorial. So let's also do the circumscribed so that we can understand the difference between the two of them. See, for this one, that it's different from that one in the sense that the circle is outside. Then you can also choose how many sides you want. Then let's go to spline. Spline is like a flexible line. So instead of drawing a straight line, you can draw a spline, can make a curve just to join one point to the other, or draw some shape that are not irregular shapes. Simple. I may want to join this to this. You see what happens now. So it's already giving me a curve. So if I want to have irregular shapes, so I can do either way. So I can join them like this. So that's spline. That's spline for you. Okay. You see, after exiting that command, that tool, and I can still edit. See those points on that spline? There are points where you can change the shape, you can improve the shape, you can change it, so you can move it in different ways to suit whatever shape that I want. That's that. And also remember, like I told you in the first class, if you want to turn 2-dimensional shape into 3-dimensional shape, it should be a closed shape. So it should be a closed 2-dimensional shape. You can see that these shapes that I've drawn are closed and they are all shaded. So it's easy to extrude them or to make them bigger. But when you are looking at loft, it's only, in loft, you only have to draw a shape, put a dividing line, then you rotate that shape around that center line. So it's different to points. Sometimes you may use point just to create a point on an object. Well, let's not look at that one because it's for some advanced drawing sometimes. And then text, you can insert text with your drawing, and sometimes even text themselves are used as three-dimensional shapes. So you can also have texts. So let's look at one, O2. O2. You can change the format anywhere. You can change it. You can rotate it. So see, you can flip it wherever you want. So you see, and this can also come to a three-dimensional shape and object. Okay, let's not go to this now. This is for construction line. Now, fillets, yes. So these are the formatting tools, the editing and the formatting tools. Fillet. The fillet is to get rounded edge. So now this fillet, you have it. You can use it in two-dimensional shapes. Then you also can use it when you already have your three-dimensional shape. So in two-dimensional shape is if you are trying to get, let me say for example, this shape, you want it to be a rounded, a curved edge, not a sharp edge. Then I'll select this, and you see that curve definitely should have a radius of curvature. So it should request for the radius, you see. That's the radius. So I can change it. I can move it, I change it. So depending on exactly what I want. So once I'm done, so that is how to change that side. So you also have the chamfer. The chamfer is a flat edge. I mean a curved, a slant edge, not a sharp edge, not a curved edge. So just the same way we did for that, but this time around we'll be selecting the length of that shape. So where do you want it to be? The same cannot add sketch chamfer. Okay, so you can see. Let me remove show constraint so that you can see. So you know the edge, from what edge to what edge you want it to slant. Then put that. Trim is you want to cut off some parts of the shapes you have drawn to form, like you already have two shapes drawn together. For example, when you have this rectangle, we inserted this circle into it. So we want to remove, if you want to remove this portion inside this circle, so that this will join to this one. Even if we want to, we can even remove this one, so we can use the trim. As you can use the trim, you can also use extend. It means even after removing it, you can change this line again and send it straight to the circumference. You will see how we're going to do that now. So I selected trim. So I'll come here. See, I'm trimming it out, but I'm removing that line. So I'll trim this one also. Then this line inside there, I can trim it also and remove it. Let me say I don't want to join these two together too. I trim it and it's gone. Then extend. So let's say I want to, this line is supposed to get to this place. So I'll trim this, extend it up to here. See, I'll extend it up to here. So just select that line you want to extend and the surface you want to extend it to. Even if I want to extend it to this place, I still can. I'll just select here. You see. So let's trim it again. From here, trim it away from here. Trim it selected. Nice, trimmed. Then let's say I want to remove this upper part. So I can remove this upper part. You see. Then this is what we have. Or let's say I want to even remove this one from it. I'll remove this one and remove this one. Oh, sorry, my computer is slow. Why is it rotating like that? You see, so we have been able to form different shapes. This is offset. Now, offset is is such that you want to produce the same shape but inside each other. For example, let's look at this. Okay, no, this no, for this circle, for example, you can see that this is two circles. So one is inside the other. So it's something like this that we create. So let's say you want to create two shapes. Let's say you want to create a ring, for example, a ring. So you have the first circle. You have the first circle. So let's say you want to create another circle around this one with the same center. So instead of drawing that circle all over again, or even you have maybe it's 3 or 4 of them that you want to do, what you just do is you come here, you select offset, you select the shape, then you see you can choose the direction. Should it go outside or inside? Then even if it's outside, so the distance between the two shapes, you have to also select it. Oh no, it's just changing this one. Sorry, the offset is off. Okay. So now I have this. So the distance between the two circles is 5. That's the default value. So I will now insert my own value that I want, which is 8. Then I've been able to create this. So instead of drawing this circle again, then I'll just offset since they share the same center. So the same thing can go for any shape, even for a rectangle. So you offset it, you select all the lines that you want to offset. You see, because until it turns to yellow, remember what we were taught in the tutorial. Until the line turns to yellow, you may not be able to do that. So even if it is, you can offset it. You understand? So that is about that. Then the mirror. Now, just as you have in your mirror, you want the same image. You see, most times when you use this, it's just to reduce the length of time it will take you to make a drawing. So if you have the same shape on the same line, so instead of drawing the other shape again, you can just put a dividing line at the center of the distance between those two shapes, then mirror the other one to the other side. Then you don't have to draw the image all together again. For example, let's look at this polygon. For example, I want to draw another one. Maybe it's at 10 mm away from this one. It's located at 10 mm from that one. So what I do is that I will get a line. This is my mirror. Now a line, I will draw my mirror. This line is the mirror. So what I'm saying is that this line is 5 millimeters away from this one, because like I said, this polygon and the other one are 10 millimeters apart. So I want to draw another one at 5. So when I had this mirror, I mean the distance between this object and this mirror, then the distance between the mirror and the other object, it will be 10. So the next thing you do is to go to the mirror tool, select the objects. Sorry, I selected a simpler object. So let's go back again and select it. Maybe we won't select everything. So you see, if you look here, it's saying select a mirror line. So this is the mirror line. Then select entities to be mirrored. You see, It's already giving us some shapes because those ones were not selected initially. So it's this one. That one is there already. Yes. So you can see you have the same shape on both sides. So once I'm done, I'll press escape and then I have that mirror. Then also have the linear pattern. The linear pattern, like if you put your cursor there, it says creating multiple instances of sketches. So you want to do the same sketch. They are equally spaced from each other. Just like we have this mirror. Let's say we have this, it's 4 of them. So instead of drawing different lines of mirror, we can just draw a pattern. You have a linear pattern, you have a circular pattern, just as it is in these symbols. You want to arrange them like this, you want to arrange them along the circular pattern. So you can do that. So for this one, you select this pattern, you select the number of patterns you want, the angle, the distance between them along the vertical and the horizontal. Then for the circular pattern, you select the number of shapes, then the angle, how you want to place them. Let me delete some of this so that we can have space for more drawings. So let me draw small shapes. Okay, let's say we have this small circle, for example, and we want it in 4 places. So I have the array now. I have my object. So it's telling me to select the distance. So let me say it's 10, for example. So I put 10. The number that I want is 4. So it's giving me 4. So the distance between each of them is 10 mm and it's 4. Then it's pressing it. It's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, you see this arrow, it's also showing up. So it's saying that I want it down. I want it. I can change this also to 4. I want 4. Then the distances between them, you see this arrow down, I want it to be 5. 5 is too small. Then we can make it 8. No, I want it down. Put it down. It is 5. Is it going up? Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. See, minus 5. No, it's too small. Minus 10. Yeah. So because it's going down, so it's minus 10. So I have the array. The same thing you can do for polar array. I mean the circular, sorry, it's the term we use in AutoCAD, circular pattern. So I can turn this shape into 3. I mean, I have many patterns of this shape circular. You see now, it's showing me 1, 2, 3. So it's saying, do I want 3 of them? Now let me say I want 6 of them. So the distance between them, I want the distance between them to be 5. So let me see how big it's going to be. No. It's doing the wrong one. think I need to redo this one. Okay, circular pattern. Until there. Okay, so I'm trying to see if I'm getting this. I think I'm having issues with my connection. This is not fully defined. Okay, I think I'm having issues with my connection. This face. So three cannot work. Okay, so let's see. Let me see if I'm able to get it drawn. Let me remove some of these ones so that we can have enough space to draw that one. So at least if you draw this this time, okay, so we put it in the center. Yeah, so let's draw the circular pattern now. Okay, now I have this, yeah, so this angle is what I'm trying to get. Yeah, okay, it's too small. 120 degrees. Then the number I want is 6. Okay, let's 180. I think that's let me do this. So circular pattern. distance between them is too small, and I need to adjust that distance between them. So more and more we'll be getting them. Now on this other side are the constraints. You see, first is coincidence. It means if you have two lines or 2 points, they must meet at the same point. They must meet at the point. I think in your tutorial class you will do more of that. Then they must be concentric. Just like we have two circles. Mostly it's two circles, curved surfaces that are concentric. Just similar to what you have in parallel lines, that two lines are parallel. The same thing, that two circles are concentric so that they can't ever meet. Just like as you have in parallel lines, they can never meet. So the circle are equally spaced from each other, just like we did in the offsets. Then tangents, just like we have in our normal tangents, a line is tangential to a curved surface, not necessarily a circle. It can be an arc also. Then horizontal, you want the line to be fully horizontal. You know, when you are drawing your line, it may not be horizontal. It may be tilted at an angle. So you want it to be fully horizontal or fully vertical. Then you have two lines perpendicular to each other. You have two lines to be equal to each other. You want to get the midpoints. You want to put something like the midpoints, and on like that. So those are these are the two-dimensional tools that we have to make our two-dimensional drawings. So like we said, it's very important to get your two-dimensional drawings well, so that you can produce the three-dimensional drawing. So this is where we're going to stop today. This one, and I hope you all went to the classes, the video that was sent to you. So in order to produce some of those shapes in that note, you need to understand this two-dimensional drawing very well. So in the next class, we'll be looking at the three-dimensional drawing. Within the three-dimensional drawing, draw some shapes and see how to edit them. And also do your assignments, follow the class, let everybody join. I will also make effort to upload everybody to the Onshape group. Thank you so much for your time. God bless.